Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Bobby and this is my first impressions review of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. This is my very first time playing this game. It originally released on the Wii back in 2010, ported to the 3DS 5 years later in 2015, and finally 5 more years later here in 2020, we got the Definitive Edition on the Switch. So, is this worth buying? Is it worth playing? We'll get into all of that, including my own opinion of the game, how it plays, and the new additions to this remake. Before we jump into things, all footage you're seeing today is taken straight from my Twitch channel. We've been streaming it and will hopefully play the game all the way through, so come on by. I'd love to hang out with you guys. If you'd instead rather watch the VODs, I'm uploading the full playthrough on my Let's Play channel, MabiVsGames VOD. All links, including my Discord, Twitter, and Instagram, are in the description. Thanks a lot. So, as I said before, this is my first time playing Xenoblade Chronicles, so my perspective will be coming from fresh eyes. This is regarded as one of the best RPGs out there, and I have to agree that there really is something special about it. This remake on Switch has enhanced visuals, updated controls, remastered music, and other quality of life improvements. I can't specifically point to each example because I don't have the original in memory, but I'll try to get into every gameplay detail soon. Let's start with the story. Nothing has been changed here. It's the same plot you know and love. You play as a character named Shulk, who lives in Colony 9 on the back of two giant kaiju-sized mechs, who seem to have been shut down for many years. So many, in fact, that life, including the humans and other creatures, have started to populate the area. The story takes place a couple years after a huge war, with one of the deciding factors being a mysterious, future-seeing, all-powerful sword called the Monado. Shulk is studying the sword when all of a sudden, mechanoids begin attacking. Tragedy ensues and Shulk takes it upon himself to rid his world of the mechanoids as well as figure out the true nature of the Monado. One quick thing I need to mention regarding the story, this new Definitive Edition includes a totally new epilogue that takes place a little after the main story completes. This is supposed to add a small chapter to the story, as well as tying up some loose ends. So, story aside, let's talk about the meat and potatoes of the game, the gameplay. This is a real-time strategy RPG. You'll be maneuvering around enemies and the environment, all while doing auto attacks, activating skills called arts, and juggling your alliance abilities. Let me give you a brief summary of how the game loop will typically be. There's a couple of giant maps that you'll explore. These sections will have enemies of varying difficulty that you can choose to take on at your leisure. Some will be easy, some will be way out of your league, and there's even some unique enemies that drop very rare items that reward the curious. There are no transition to battle screens, all combat is done where you encounter them, so you have to be wary of enemy numbers and space to move around. They drop a lot of loot, including materials and equipment. Along with enemies, there are giant light drops that litter the map that you can pick up. These are also materials that are used for quests, trading, and selling for money. In between main missions that have you scouring specific parts of the map before giant set pieces and unlocking new maps, there are a ton of side quests and exploration you can do as an optional way to level up and gain new equipment. Quick spoiler for the time to beat, so skip ahead a couple seconds if you don't want this, but even though the Definitive Edition is very new as of this video is being uploaded, the time consensus of beating this game is around 70 hours for the main story, a couple of extra missions being 100 hours, and a whopping 160 hours to totally complete. I'm not exaggerating when I say there's a ton of exploration and side quests at your disposal. Each area has an alliance level that you can increase by doing these quests. You'll unlock more trading options and have access to unique items. You get a ton of experience, gear, and money doing these missions. There's a quick travel to certain points on the map, a really easy to read map and minimap, so you'll never lose your way or lose track of the current mission at hand. There is an auto run button, but it doesn't act the way you think it does. Basically, you activate it and you run in one direction rather than it automatically following a set path. It's weird, but it's there. So how's the combat, leveling, and upgrading your equipment work? You and the enemies have levels. Fighting enemies closer to your level will net you the best bang for your buck. Fighting anything too low and you'll practically get little to no experience, money, and AP, but you can still farm them for specific loot if needed. Each level will increase your stats such as health, attack, defense, etc. depending on your character to match their playstyle. Where you have control over specific stats and abilities come from the gear that you equip them with. Besides their individual weapon types, Every character can have a headgear, body armor, gloves, pants, and shoes. What I really like about the armor system is that once you have obtained one of the armor styles by buying it, getting it through quests or enemy drops, you unlock it permanently for the costume feature that can be changed anytime to mix and match your preferred look. Even weapons have different skins. Most equipment comes in different rarities, such as commons, rares, and uniques. You can literally have the same name of two helmets, but one is more rare than the other. That means they can use different attributes and slots to apply gems. Gems are a huge part of customizing your character and can be obtained via drops, quests, and crafting. Gem crafting is a little complicated at first, but becomes second nature after a couple of attempts. Enemies drop certain materials that very often can be synthesized at specific workshops to make gems. These gems can increase health, attack, give you skills, and more. They are extremely powerful and you want to collect as many as you can. You can swap them out at any time to prepare for any combat situation. So now that you have an idea of how equipment is handled in the game, what about your arts? Arts are this game's version of skills. Each character has their own unique set of skills that unlock as you play and progress through the game. They can range from simple damage dealing attacks, buffs, debuffs, and heals. Some even have special properties depending on your position compared to the enemy. For example, Shulk has a backslash art that when used from the enemy's rear, it deals extra damage. So you walk up to an enemy, begin combat, and you'll start auto-attacking when in range. You have complete access to all of your arts right away, and it's your job to determine when is the right time to apply them. They don't cost resources, but instead have a cooldown. You can decrease cooldowns by leveling up skills via applying AP that you can get in battles. This also increases attack and other attributes depending on the art. You can have a limited hotbar so you can customize yours and your allies' chosen abilities. Another form of character progression is the skill tree. Along with experience for levels and AP for abilities, you'll gain points toward your chosen skill tree. Each character has 3 that you can switch between at any time outside of combat. There are around 4 to 5 skills per tree. These are primarily passive abilities that can do stuff like give you more health, make specific skills work better, increase gem crafting, and more. I would have loved to have seen a bigger sort of skill tree, but this works. I know it was a long explanation of the game loop and how your characters progress, but in a game that is so long, you definitely want to know what you're getting yourself into. So basically main quests, side quests, explore giant maps, obtain loot, upgrade gear via swapping out gems, and the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition is a wonderful game. I'm very happy this came out and that I finally had a chance to check it out. The graphics are gorgeous in this remake and the music is absolutely candy for my ears. I cannot wait to jump back into and see where the story takes me next. It's honestly one of the best RPGs out there, without a doubt. So I'm going to end this here. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like. It helps a lot. If you haven't already, subscribe. I upload daily videos. As I mentioned before, all footage was taken straight from our Twitch live stream, so make sure to follow me there and catch us live. Subscribe to my Let's Play channel, MabiVsGames VOD, if you prefer to watch the videos on YouTube. All links, including my Discord, Twitter, and Instagram, are also there. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I'll see you guys next time. Ah, you butterfly bastard caterpillar. Hey, where is he? Oh, there you are. Alright. Revenge. Shit, we're gonna die again, aren't we? Help! Oh, shit. I'm gonna self-heal because I can just revive her whenever. If I die... Gee. Nice, he got toppled, side damage ready. Oh god. Alright, it's working. Let's see. Must heal. How much is it? Like 200, 300? 250! Meow, 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 meow. Lower him. Do it. Oh, Shaggy. We're about to die. Come on, we can do this, man. I freaking farmed all this shit, dude. Come on. Okay, summon back my lady. Revive. Encourage. I like how every time I bring them back to life, the affinity goes up. Oh, shit. I gotta revive him. Don't die. Revive quick. Okay, we did it. Fuck, that was crazy. Whew. After all that grinding, we barely killed him. Ranger Flame Steady Greaves. Jesus, that was rough. Why do I get a new sword? Ranger Cap. Ranger Cap, huh? Ether stuff.